So Hustle Class, this is season one. This has all been a part of season one, but we're gonna start officially saying now this is season one. This is with E in conjunction. This is a joint effort, and we're gonna give you content together for this whole season one. You know, we'll see what God has in store for my boy. After season one.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah, but in the meantime, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, season one is gonna be us. Anything you guys say, E? Anything you gotta tell the people?
I mean, I don't really think so. I feel like it's a good opportunity for everybody. Yeah, I'm excited about officially being a part of the Hustle Class podcast. You know what I'm saying? So like this is my first podcast ever that I've been a part of. So it's
Yes,
like
sir.
dang, slow stroke in. Just
Yes, sir.
just make it happen.
Mhm. And so yeah, E is more or less like the backbone of this whole thing, because what I'm saying. It's always good to have knowledge, but it helps when you have somebody to bounce ideas off of. You learn yourself, and you get more knowledge added to whatever knowledge you have, right? So, yeah, I appreciate you doing this with me, bro.
No doubt, son. It's all
Yeah,
valid.
yes, sir. Do you want to, lead us into today's topic, and discussion?
Yeah, sure thing. Just so like you guys can catch it now, so I ain't gotta say it later. If you need me on IG, it is at it's Eon ITSEYON. That's how you can get in contact with me, or you can email me. My account is eonbryant@gmail.com. So EYONBRYANT@gmail.com. Yeah, so let's get into it. So it was just earlier. I was like, oh man, well, for those people who like do get money or have money and they are in a time of not really knowing if they'll continue to receive income, I figured that it'd probably be good for people to learn how to save, especially those that are younger. I mean, you may not have like bills that are serious, such as rent, mortgage, or whatever like that, but you may have your car insurance, your phone bill, or whatever else that you have. And you want to make sure that you can pay your bills and also have money in your pocket. So I figured that savings would be a good thing to go over today. And so the topic that I really came up with was, where did my money go, and how do I keep it next time?
Mm-hmm.
I ran it by Jermaine earlier. He was like, "Yeah, Eon is cool." So I was like, "All right, bet. Well, let's get it."
Yep.
So to start it off, I think the best question to ask anybody is, "What's in your pocket?" Along from, I mean, including the whole like headline title. Where did my money go, and how do I keep it next time? It's important to also figure out what's in your pocket. So the way I see it is, each time you put your hand in your pocket, what is it for? Why do you feel the need to go into your pocket?
Mm-hmm.
And when I say your pocket, it could be anything. I said pocket because some people don't use bank accounts.
Okay.
I have friends that don't use bank accounts.
Mm-hmm.
There's many reasons why, but they just don't. So
Yeah. Straight cash.
so sometimes the pocket could be, that shoebox, or that bank account, your savings account, your checking account.
Mm-hmm.
Your pocket could be anything, your little stash, anything can be your pocket. Your pocket can be your pocket. Some people just have all their money on them, so your pocket could be your pocket.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why do I need to go in my pocket?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are the occasions for going into your pocket? Like, sometimes, are you going into your pocket because you need to go into your pocket, or are you going into your pocket because you want something which forces you to go into your pocket?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want Christian Dior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? or you just need some more like soap.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like
Needs versus wants, or
indeed,
necessities
pretty much.
versus pleasures.
Indeed. So it's like, what in your head, what are some of your like essentials and non-essentials? Like what are some? This is a question for you, Jermaine. What are some of your like your desirable items and your items that you like? Yeah, this is what I actually need. Like,
Yeah,
it could be anything like rent, or it could be like toiletries, whatever. Just
yeah.
for you.
So my what I qualify as my needs, definitely my bills. I kind of do it based off of like most expensive to least expensive. So I think I start out with the rent, then I go to my phone bill, then my electricity, and then my water, internet. That's probably like the top tier of them. After that, then I'm in debt, student loans. Before this thing happened, I was paying that every month. So the loans, credit card bills. As a smart practice, I kind of like to use my credit cards for a lot of my transactions and pay that back. So I'm building credit. So I always have that credit card bill. And then once I handle all my bills and stuff that kind of, keep the lights on and keep my phone working and stuff like that, then I get into the bag of my subscriptions. So what do I listen to and view on a daily? I got my Netflix. I got the Disney Plus. I got the Apple Music. I don't have Spotify anymore, but you know what I'm saying? Those subscriptions that I use frequently.
Yeah.
After those, I think so that covers like the things that are necessary. Also, tithing. Tithing is primary. Tithing is above rent because tithing is right after, you get your check. You get your check and then you
tithing
take out your
like
tithe.
taxes.
Yeah, it's like taxes basically. So, so after all that is done, then I now have the rest of my money. So those are my necessities. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, I guess I'll give some of my necessities. I ain't even gonna lie to you. For me, tithing, I don't even consider that like a part of my check. Like, cause I mean that automatically just comes out. Like I don't even think about that as being, oh yeah, this is money earned, but let me give it away. Nah, I just automatically feel like whatever 10% of whatever I see like in my direct deposit is just like it was never mine. So
valid.
So like definitely the tithing joint. I forgot I had Apple Music. I mean, cause I do the student.
Yeah,
account.
the student joint. Yeah,
it's only $5.
It's for the low.
Like,
it's for the low.
I don't really. It don't really affect me. Like I don't feel it at all. So
yeah, it's
like,
for the low.
Son, but I mean, yeah, definitely that. But for sure the bills, like, and I categorize all my bills at the same time. Like, I would like for them to occur like all at once, so I don't have to worry about it. But my bills, they hit all throughout the month, so it's like kind of cool, but it's kind of a headache because I'm like, son, I owe somebody else again. Like,
yeah, it gets annoying.
Yeah,
but like a lot of us won't take the extra step to get like a bill management service to like pay all of our bills at once.
Well, no, all you gotta do is really if you do the not direct.
Like auto pay?
Yeah, if you do auto pay, all you got to do is just call the company. And this is for anybody out there. You just call the company and tell them, hey, I want to change my payment date. And that goes for your credit cards, your auto loans, your mortgages, your, what else? Your internet services, your phone bills. All you got to do is just your insurance. You just call and say, hey, I would like for my bills to come out on this date. I mean, for your rent, it's pretty much forced to be within the first 5 days of the month. But I mean, if you want, you could just kind of like have that one, first 5 days, and then switch the other set of bills. But back to my requirements. So of course the bills are all in one section, and then I think about, okay, I need deodorant.
Okay.
I need soap. I don't even know, son. Like, gas, I mean, I need some food in the house, but yeah, definitely gas. But it's crazy because I just always budget the same amount every time I do something. Like gas is low. Like premium gas is $1.99. At Sam's Club right now. So that's like, so for me, I don't even factor in gas, like, cause it's just so cheap. Like,
it's so cheap right now.
Yeah, so gas is so cheap. Like, but that's definitely another necessity. So
Yeah, I didn't even say food. I'm actually tripping now. Like, why didn't I even say that?
Yeah, bro, you gotta eat, but it's like what you eat.
Definitely.
It's that can be broken down into a necessity
Mm-hmm.
and a luxury, but definitely dog food. The dog gotta eat.
Yeah, ain't that right, Bentley?
Now he want to sleep. He was getting on my nerves 7 minutes ago, but now he want to sleep. I swear. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. And when I did go to the gym, like my gym membership, but that was like I guess that was $10, but no, I still had to pay it because, like you said, a subscription.
Yeah.
I mean, but some of them could be canceled, but yeah. But now I'm like doing the at-home workouts, and I'm training with my man Van. Shout out to my man Van Laos. He's definitely a great boxing trainer, and like he was a professional fighter in Japan, so he's doing great things, and I appreciate him training me again. So I'm excited about that, especially when these gyms open back up. But anyway,
Yeah.
so those things, car insurance. Yeah, on both vehicles, car insurance.
My car.
And then, maintenance on the car. So sometimes I can kind of blow off maintenance depending on like what vehicle like needs to be worked on. If the other one works, then I can kind of like blow off something on the other one. But eventually I got to get it fixed. So maintenance and that's pretty much it. But that's not a monthly occurring type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, so those are just some, big necessities for me. But as far as the things that I like or that I just be wanting, sometimes I want to eat out like at a certain place, or sometimes it's not even that I want to eat out. I'll just go and buy food, from the market so I can make a special dish.
Yeah.
When I already have food in the crib.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I want cashews and like there's food in the house, but I want a snack food.
Yeah.
So me going contributing to junk food or whatever, or buying dog treats. The dog got food. He don't need treats, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely clothes, jewelry. I'm big on jewelry, so definitely jewelry. And what else can I think of? I don't even know, but there's a lot of things that I could blow money on, but I don't. The stock market, for one, that's something that I feel like is not a necessity. It's just something that I like to do with hopes of gaining,
absolutely,
and not losing. It's just gambling, legalized gambling. So definitely the stocks, and that kind of like the main reason we here because of the stocks. Yeah, I don't know how I could have forgot that one, but the stocks for sure, and I guess gas too, because I don't work far from the crib, so me going out and I don't really only need gas like once every 2 weeks if I'm just going to work. But me, I be everywhere. Like I be everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Not everywhere during the Corona season, but you know me. Yeah, son. But that's pretty much it for like my needs. I don't really go on dates like that. So yeah, I'm cheap.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so what about your desirable?
Bro, my only desirables, like you was kind of saying, eating out and stocks. I would say for probably the last month and a half, 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Cause before this whole thing started, when I was in Miami, when I was in New Orleans, like that was me spending a lot of money on. I guess traveling. I guess is a luxury for me. So traveling.
Yeah, traveling for sure.
But when you travel, you gonna eat out everywhere. And when I come back, and I'm like, dang, I feel like I'm on Fridays. I feel like I'm on Denny's. Now I'm always going and doing that. My luxury really isn't clothing. I don't know. I just be comfortable in my sweats and my like, I be comfortable in like the standard like same stuff.
Yeah, son. Me, I can't wear baggy sweats, bro. I cannot wear baggy sweats.
Yeah, I can. Like it's just for me, it's just a matter of like comfort. I'm more comfort than I am style personally. I can get stylish if I need to, but I'm just more comfort. Like if I'm comfortable, I'm good personally. So that luckily for me, because if I wasn't that way, boy, I would be losing bread.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I'd be spending bread on it. Yeah,
I hate it, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but we are who we are. Like, minus the stock market. Like, people be like, dang, you like, I'll lose, I'll win, but I'll still be putting my bread into it. And some people would just be like, that's not me. Same way, like, I can't, like, I got friends, bro, dropping bread on belts, like shoes, and
Yeah.
it's just not me.
And I could dig it, but so that kind of helps us like go into the next portion of like, well, the next little, indication of our pockets. What
Uh-huh.
money does not get to your pocket? And the reason I propose that question is because, sometimes there's just that automatic, withdrawal, as soon as you get paid. Some people, God, thank God that it's not me. Some people have like children, so they like, sometimes it's the child support or whatever.
Yeah.
Or, so
Or
that's
just,
like,
yeah.
before the check come, that's gone. Of course, the taxes,
Mm-hmm.
tithes, like, I would say essential bills. So the rent,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, your car insurance. Some people have auto loans and things like that. Your household bills, man. Just the big things, you know what I'm saying? The small things like, oh, your cable provider and things like that. Like, I wouldn't say that's something that doesn't get, that comes before the money hits your pocket. But I mean, if it's a bill, then you might as well say yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's something that you owe, then that's definitely something that's money that doesn't really get into your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah. So if you could think of anything else with that one,
I mean, yeah, everything that's on auto pay, well, it still comes in my pocket. So, dang, yeah, the only thing that comes out of that doesn't come into my pocket is probably the tax. Because other than that, then the direct deposit is hidden. Like, I don't have no, like, nothing that's taking my money before it comes. Now, the snatch stuff out of my pocket without me knowing. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, well, the whole picture I'm trying to paint is you going into your pocket, not things coming out of your pocket that needs to come out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, yeah, I guess you're right, cause I did say each time you put your hand in your pocket, what is it for? Is it for something that you need, or is it something that you want?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess okay, but all right, now I feel like this would be simpler.
Okay.
Let's kind of negate from the bills.
Okay.
We understand the bills.
The bills got to be handled.
Yeah, so we're gonna say the bills are not in the pocket.
Cool. Bills aren't in the pocket.
So that's money gone.
That's
okay?
money gone.
It's just money gone.
Bet. Got you.
So we're not talking about bills no more the rest of this episode.
Got you.
So from now on, like, each time you put your hand in your pocket, is it for a necessity or is it for, a luxury?
Got you.
So like you can need something in the house. You can need something, like you might need gas. You might need a new tire, but what type of tire you getting? Where you getting your gas from? Something like that. So all right. I feel like that'll be a little bit more
okay.
simple.
Yeah, I could dig it. So my question to you is investing. Okay, so there's investing and there's trading. Is investing a luxury? Is trading a luxury?
Both of them
both are luxuries. Oh,
both of them are.
Okay.
Because some people can't invest. Some people cannot invest into the next step. Some people can only afford to get that first step built.
Yeah.
So you can't invest in the top of the staircase when you're still climbing at the bottom. So
yeah, so I would say personally, most of my money doesn't stay in my pocket. It's used for luxuries. I'll have a little bit of money for what I need. Living a frugal, like simple life. I have some money for what I need, enough money for what I need. Like, if I save like $200 or $300 in my account for 2 weeks, and all I'm doing is going from point A to point B. There's not much I need. There might be some food I need and like whatever, but groceries is never like groceries for 2 weeks for me isn't going to hit $300. So I'll be good on that. The rest of the bread, I put into investments. Now, I put a portion of that into investing, a portion of that into trading, but that's a luxury again. So, each time I put my hands in my pocket, I can say that it's for investing and trading.
Yeah,
if I'm being honest with myself.
That's good, man, and that's especially for the listeners out. I was about to say viewers. For the listeners, it's good to evaluate. All right, where's my money going? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I going into my pocket? Why am I going to my bank account? Things like that. That's something that you should always, ask yourself, especially during this time, like as you're listening to this, continuously ask yourself, all right, what do I be buying? Like, what do I be wanting? And is it really something that I need, or is it just something that I be wanting? Like you go to Walmart, bust down on all great value things. Yeah. Just get all great value.
All great value.
I mean, hey.
Yeah, I mean the brand is like, and if you have the right chefing skills, you know what I'm saying, it won't really matter that you got the one that was an extra $1 per slab of whatever you got.
Right.
Because you'll be able to throw it down, put the right seasoning on it, cook it at the right temperature. But a lot of people get trapped in the like,
I gotta have Tyson.
Yeah, it's not as good as Tyson's. Yeah, exactly, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Not ain't chicken if it ain't Tyson.
100.
They ain't cutting them chickens.
Exactly. 100. So it's like, can I knock somebody for doing that? No, but you bring up a good point that you can't really just get like, your great values and whatnot.
No, for sure. And like I mentioned, don't include your bill money into your earnings. That's a good way to start saving. So a lot of people try to save before they calculate bills.
Everything.
They wanna be like, all right, so this is my whole check.
Yep.
I can save this much. Nah. The best way to look at it is
after all is said and done.
Get take what you have.
Yeah.
Don't look at it. Just automatically subtract whatever because most bills are like the same, consistent. Except for your gas and electric, your energy bills, things like that.
Yeah.
So and your like any type of utility that is based off of usage. So you're like, all right, I know rent is like for some people $900, some people, $1,200, however much your rent. Your rent is that much. Your phone bill is this much. Your insurance is this much. Your payment is this much. And all your subscriptions tied together is this much. Sum that up and, deduct that from whatever your check is.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind that number every time you get paid. And the reason I say every time, even though you get paid bi-weekly and, those bills come out once a month, the reason I say every time you get paid because once you do that, you'll always start to save more than you thought you would save.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll oversave.
Exactly.
In a regard.
And that's how you accumulate.
100%.
Every time, I can save. Well, I typically save, like, I can't lie, probably 70% of my check. Every time I get paid, 70% doesn't get touched. So, maybe 65, 60. But well over 50% of my check, is never touched. Like, I'll probably spend $400. I'll put $400 in my checking account
for yourself.
Every 2 weeks I'll put $400, and then what I'll end up doing is I'll end up taking out $600 after that month and putting it into my checking. I mean, not my checking, but back into a different account. And then, oh wait, now I got the bills come out. So it's like the money that was for me, that's going towards the bills, which is not taking money out of what I was saving, because I gave myself like an allowance. So I took my pleasure money and used that as bill money. So now my saving money is more.
Okay.
I learned that. I learned to give myself an allowance, because if you sit there and try to say, all right, I gotta save this. This is what I have to pay, so the rest can be saved. You're gonna look dumb, because you're gonna keep pinching at your savings. You're gonna keep saying, oh, let me go into the pocket. Let me go into the pocket. Let me go into the pocket. And the next thing you know, you're gonna look in that joint and you're like, dang, son, I thought I had more in the pocket. But nah, you don't, because you weren't organized with the money that you could spend. And, I would do that, but I haven't done that in years. Like, I stopped doing that in high school. So
Okay.
so that's something that I learned how to do in high school. So, give yourself money to spend, because if not, you're gonna keep going back into your other accounts or into your pocket, your left pocket, when your spending money's in your right pocket, but you're gonna keep going into your left pocket to be like, oh well, I don't have money in my right pocket, so let me just put another 20, 40,
Yeah.
50,
Yeah.
100. That makes sense.
That's accurate.
Where son, so
Yeah, that's accurate.
I think the last question, one of the not the last question, but the next question I could ask is, who do you help?
Mm.
And I don't know too many people who cannot relate to that question, because it seems like every time you start getting bread, no matter how little, somebody always got their hand out, and that blows me, because I'm like, yo, son, you could work too, or you can try to increase whatever is in your pocket by doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
Stop spending money on unnecessary things.
Yeah.
Saying, oh, I had to do it. No, you didn't. But anyway, so who do you help? You helping family. You helping your friends. You know what I'm saying? You helping yourself. You helping your boyfriend, girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes people just got like broken, like not broken, but broke people like in close vicinities of them, like all your friends broke, and you wanna have a good time, so you gotta pay for them. It's not like they have their hand out, but you wanna have a good time with your friends,
and they don't have it, so you gonna
Word.
compensate on your end.
So now you gotta go back into your pocket.
Yep.
For broke people.
Right. I feel that.
And I'm not coming at people who don't have money. You know what I'm saying? Because, not everybody, has money. You know what I'm saying? I thank God that, I'm in the position that I'm in. Definitely blessed and grateful for it. And people just, back in the day, some people still have their hand out. And, I mean, haven't you encountered something like that ever?
Yeah, I would say, I don't know. I feel like I surround myself with people who have enough pride that the only time their hand will be out is when they really in need. Like for me, like I can't think of a time where I had my hand out, but I could tell a time where somebody was like, you know what, Jermaine, I know what you're going through right now. I got it. Give it to me in like a month. Like give it to me in like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And I honor that 100. I'm never going to pinch nobody's pocket like that when I got to give them bread. But I feel like I'm blessed to be surrounded by people who are prideful enough that they going, like you said, put in that work to get their own bread. And if worst comes to worst, then they would, hey, can you, blah, blah, blah. But even then, once again, people of integrity, they going to hold it down. Like, if I can, I can't. But if I can, and they said they going to handle it, they going to give it to me at this time, they will. So that's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? But, like, so who do you help, right?
Yeah.
What you just said kind of sounded like, okay, like people having their hand out, right? The way I take it, right? Who do you help is, are you giving back?
That's
and
a good
how
one.
are you giving back? Because it's not just money, right? You give back in multiple ways, but like, yeah, how do you give back when you get that nice check? You worked hard for, right? It's all you. But how do you still give back? Because you know what I'm saying, we all have a place we came from.
No, for sure, yeah, and that's good, because like the one thing my father always teach me, he'd be like, "Hey man, make sure you get back." I be like,
All right.
Yeah.
Every time Poppy talking, you're like,
I like, all right. He be like, hey, nah, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? Remember where you come from, but make sure you get back. You know what I'm saying? Every chance you get, make sure you get back. Help somebody out. I be like, all right, Dad, I got you. And then it don't be until like later on I be like, he right. I need to just help out, get back, and I do. I do. It's not something that's made public, in my life. It's just something that I do, and when I do it, it's done. I don't really need too many people knowing about it. I just be doing that joint, and I like that. I like that. I like to just do that joint and just let it be.
Yep.
I don't have to throw that on the gram or get a receipt.
Yep.
I don't need it to be on my taxes or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not a big deal, especially at this stage in the game, right? I know that like rich people do the whole tax thing because fam, they be dropping bread. Like if you drop like 150K, bro, I'm like, okay, all right, bro, throw that on your taxes.
Give me a receipt,
right?
please.
Give me a receipt, please.
I built the school.
Yeah, but if I'm doing some, $50, $100 like here and there, just trying to, help out, with whatever, like that's priceless, bro. Like, I mean, the Bible says, your blessings are in heaven, like God's gonna bless you for, giving to the less fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying, the blessing is in the act, it's in the duty. So I don't be tripping off that either. You know what I'm saying, but I do feel like in life sometimes, like I also be on that thing where it's like, I do it. I don't gotta show nobody nothing. I do it, but I feel like it's also on us a little bit to just call people to the action. Like you don't have to tell them what you're doing, but at least what I'm saying. Sometimes you be like, hey, like if y'all wanted to do this, there's an opportunity for you to do this. If you wanted to help, like. I always like my old clothes, bro. Like, people be reselling stuff. I always give it to Salvation Army, or like, you know what I'm saying, a way that I could just donate it, get to the next man.
That's valid.
Yeah, and I be letting people know, so it's like, yo, you could do that too. Like, I'm not saying you gotta do it. I'm not saying I do it all the time. I'm just saying, yo, if you didn't know, now you know. Like, you can do this. You can help people. You know what I'm saying?
Word, son, I definitely feel that.
Yeah.
My thing is like, I don't know. I've been short my whole life, son. So most of my clothes, I can still fit them. So I still got clothes from high school, my guy. I can still fit them.
Wow.
It's wow.
Wow.
I'm just like, all right, just get a little bad. Like
it's a blessing, low key.
It is,
like
but
me,
yo, I barely have to shop. I only shop when it's like something new out that I want. Like if it's like when the biker jeans came out, I was like, let me get in on that. The joint's kind of hard.
Yeah.
It took me a while to like start liking them, but like after a while, I was like, all right, yeah, let me get in on that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not always, yeah, let me just cop this, cop that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nah. But I mean, if it's something I really like, it takes me a while. It takes me a while to buy something.
Okay.
And definitely, when you consider like who do you help, it's like who needs help and who wants help, and who not even trying to help themselves.
Yeah, who's not trying? Because that's always a factor, bro.
That blows me.
Yeah, even though like I know people like, for example, like I'm in the African community, right? A lot of African community people have family in Africa who may not be privy to the opportunities that we have here. But one thing that I really, really just don't like is when there's people you just know they're not doing their potential. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing for me to send you because, you know what I'm saying, things just a little better on this side, on this side of the yard fence, right?
Yeah,
but
and
like,
they know it.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, things are better here. If you have potential and you doing your hard work and I give you this, you match it. You a hustler, like you take it to the next level. But if you're not doing nothing, I give that to you, like you just gonna come ask for more. Like you're not flipping it. You're not doing nothing with yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's always hard to like deal with in life. But still I rise.
Love those concerts. Thank you for yeah, but that's good. But yeah, definitely when you considering like what money you're trying to save, you gotta evaluate like who always needs help. Sometimes it's best to just don't tell people you got money.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for guys. Like I still don't understand why people do this, but son, if you put money on the gram or on your social medias and people hit you up, like girls hit you up, that's the attention you wanted. But now they want to go out and now you got to pay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's money that you no longer have. You're paying twice. You're paying for yourself and you're paying for them.
Yep. There's an expectation attached to it.
Exactly.
Because that's why they was messing with you from the get-go.
Exactly. So it's like, dang, you don't even know if they want you or not. You just know they want to get in them pockets.
Yep. So. They want you to spend a little something on them.
Indeed. So be aware of that. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I don't do that. I don't care to do that. But
yeah.
But the last question is, when can you say no? Like, Like whenever somebody needs help or whenever it's something that you gotta pay or you going into your pocket, when can you really just be like, no, without giving an explanation, without feeling guilty? You know, sometimes you're gonna feel bad, like, dang, I wish I would have did it, but if you're trying to save, sometimes you just have to say nah or no. And the more you try to like, well, nah, maybe, like, the more you're tying yourself to a yes, but you're attaching yourself to a yes. But when you just say no, it's like most 9 times out of 10. Think about it. If you ask somebody a question and they just say no, are you gonna be like, oh dang, yeah, well maybe we could work it out? Like, nah, you gonna be like, dang, that nigga said no, okay.
Yeah.
And go somewhere else. But, like, if somebody be like, well, I really see, I gotta see, I don't really know. Like, maybe, yeah, like, I don't know. No, but I don't know. Like, you gonna be like, I'm gonna ask him in, like, 10 minutes. But, I mean, it's just, when you stand firm on, like, your no or your nah, you know what I'm saying, you definitely feel better about it once you get used to saying it. And you definitely, like, gain from it, because you start to realize it's not that you're being mean or rude to yourself or to others. You just, like, it's not needed, it's not necessary, you know what I'm saying, it's not essential.
I would say steps when you're getting ready to say no, and, you know, like you was kind of saying, without feeling guilty and etc. The first thing I feel like you got to ask yourself is, the person who's requesting it from me, what do they need it for? Now, they can feel like they don't need to tell you what they need it for, but you didn't need to ask for it in the first place. So it's almost like a give and take. By you telling me you need it, I'm also asking you what you need it for, so I can bless you. Because at this point, it's not a privilege. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm doing you a favor. I'm doing you a solid. You don't deserve it necessarily off rip. So once I have that confirmation, or let's say I think that, okay, it's not what the person needs, and then I look at what I was going to use it for, and then I balance the need. Like, okay, this person said he want to get some Yeezys. I know I wanted to maybe invest it and flip it. Which one to me seems more, like, important? And then that's going to be the decision you have to make based on your own, like, judgment. Like, for some people, it might be like, oh, he got to get that shoe ASAP. I mean, some people it might be like, well, I feel like I can make a really good play and, like, flip this joint the right way, or just put it in the right place for it to do what it needs to do.
Right.
You know, or you might have needs. You might have your needs chart, and, you know what I'm saying, it's just like you have needs that you need to meet. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's a good way. When you assess it a little bit, you can feel less guilty about it.
Yeah.
But if it's just off rip no, and you didn't even think about, like, what if this person had a really, really big need and you ain't even give them the time to really let it out, right?
Look, banks ask why you want to borrow or why you need money.
100%.
If you tell them you don't need to know that, they're gonna be like, you don't need the money.
You don't need the money,
son. Like, if you can't come to me how you go to a bank, son, then nah, I mean, it's not that I want to be in your business. I just want to know if it's money that I can risk giving. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can risk, like, giving that, if it's going to the right cause. Sometimes it doesn't go to the right cause. Like, what you need $30 for? Son, I ain't gonna lie to you, yo. I told this girl I was gonna take out. Well, you better tell her no. You better tell her you can't. You busy or something. But, like, especially if I'm gonna use that for something else, or unless somebody like, oh, well, I'm taking my ex out today, you know, and I'm really trying to get this relationship back together. Sometimes not always about, you know, you having to get your bills paid. Sometimes it's like, yo, I'm trying to get me and my ex back together, and you know, I told her I'd take out. I just want to make sure I have the money to do it. Just not to worry about, you know, how much money I spend when I'm out. I'm like, all right, son, cool. Like, yeah, just pay me back. All right, cool. I get paid Friday. All right, bet. I'll be there Thursday. So,
yes, sir.
So yeah, so it's like that for me. Like, all right, bet. Well, you got something that I feel like love is important. Love is definitely important. You know, especially if you know who loves you and you know who you love. Love is important. So I would invest in that. But I think that's pretty much all that I have as far as this episode on, like, saving. So I'll go back over the points because I know it was, like, you know, spread out.
A lot, yeah.
It was spread out. So the topic, where did my money go, and how do I keep it next time? And evaluate what's in your pocket. Each time you put your hand in your pocket, what is it for? Why are you going into your pocket? Is it a need or is it a want? Then the next point I made is, that we made is, what money does not get into your pocket? That's like bill money, your tithes, your taxes, the money that comes out of the 401k, which is optional, but, depending on what type of like professional you are. And like then you gotta evaluate, how much are my bills? Can I lower it? If you're trying to save, can I lower my bills? Like in this market now, that can I afford to like cut off my 401k when I get paid, and just pick it back up when like money is
when
flowing
things
well.
get better.
And after that, we gave the tip to not include the bill money in your earnings that you put into your pocket. Just realize what bills are necessary, and then just automatically include that in like your taxes and tithes. Like, don't even think about that money being there, because that's money that will always be taken out, even if it's not taken out as soon as you get your check.
Yep.
Or whatever incentive that you receive.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, who do you help? As Jermaine brought up the point, that great point of like, what cause are you helping? Not only like people but are you like giving back, and are you contributing, donating, things like that? But it's still like, who do you help? Who are you helping? So, and when can you say no to helping yourself and helping others?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That goes back to when to discipline yourself and say, all right, I don't need this expense. I don't need Spotify and Apple Music. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So when can I say no? And no, I mean, do you have anything to add to that?
To that, nah, you went over it pretty clearly. So what's in your pocket? So be mindful of all these things that we talked about.
Yeah.
But to end, I always like to do market talk. I don't know if you have anything that you're looking at for this upcoming week. If not, you know what I'm saying, it could just it can end here. But I think that banks were starting to do a little better. They were picking up some steam.
Yeah, but you just watch out for Bank of America, because Bank of America they're still getting sued. Like, well, they were threatened to get sued.
Yeah.
For not giving some companies, some small businesses, I guess, money. I don't know the full gist of it, but that was just a bit that I've read that I retained.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that'll be it. If you have any questions about anything that we discussed, you could hit up Eon. He gave his tag at the beginning. If you have any questions in regards to this for me and the purpose of this podcast, you could hit hustleclass, HUSSLECLASS at gmail.com. Send an email, or on Instagram you could DM me at that same HUSSLECLASS. And that's all I have. You got anything to part with, E? Or you good?
It's easier to save money when you distribute cash and card. You're less likely to spend the cash that's in your pocket. Well, for me, I'm less likely to spend cash. So if I tell myself not to use the card and I have cash in my pocket, it'll be easier for me to say, nah, I don't need it.
Yep. That's a good point. So y'all got that gem. All right. We'll talk to y'all next week.
All right, son. Peace.
Yeah, peace.